All right, so hello, I'm here with Gary Kiss from a brand new modality that I have been introduced to literally within the last month called Eluumis. Now, Gary, I'm not going to try to do any form of explanation of what this amazing modality is. I'm going to let you do that. So first, welcome. Thank you so much. And why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? What is Eluumis and why it's created?
That's a great place to start. So thank you for having me here, first and foremost, Colette. What is Illumis? To simply put it, Illumis is the purest form of light, which is biological light. And what does that mean to us, right? Well, biological light are actually biophotons, which comes through the sun. And those biophotons are responsible for triggering every single biochemical process in our physical body. But it gets bigger than that because we are bigger than the physical body, right?
Absolutely.
So, what it's actually doing, the reason why it's triggering all of these biochemical processes is because essentially we are made of light. We have each strand of a DNA has 1,000 photons inside of it. There are 93 trillion strands of DNA, right? So, the lack of light in our life, it, it affects us in every single area of life. They say the root of all disease is inflammation. Yeah, it's true to some degree, but the true root of disease is lack of light.
I love that. I can agree with that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So with that foundational understanding, we have figured out basically how to bring the power of the sun into your hands. So it's like basically plugging in your cells and your biofield to a direct source of energy, direct. And
Mhm.
it's not simulated. There are no batteries or there are nothing you have to plug into the wall. What does that mean? That means you're getting a pure natural form of energy, which is biological energy. So when we charge up the cells and the DNA, the DNA in the cells vibrate. And it's that vibration of the DNA that creates the aura. That's how we get our aura,
Oh,
right? So this is how we can measure with all of these beautiful devices, like the bio device and other things, or Kirlian photography, where you can actually see the aura, the auric field of someone. We can tell if there's something going on in the physical body, if the aura is weakened in that area. So
hmm.
we now know because we cannot separate the physical body from the energy body, right? It
Right.
cannot be separated. So with that being said, our light is under attack because of the world we live in, the society. We live in what I call the negative zone, which means every piece of technology that our society is built on, like for example, communications. We have all these towers which transmits energy at a certain frequency, which are not good for us. And
Right.
then we have all of these environmental toxins. Then we have lack of grounding, like
Mhm.
right, and stress, heavy metals. The combination of all these things really, really affects the body's ability to absorb light,
Yeah.
which is essentially what we need. So this technology was created in order to put the light back in. And boy, does it affect every area of life.
Yes. So that is, I love that explanation. And I think that's really beautiful, and I definitely agree. And I've been feeling a difference, by when I focus more on the light body, with inside myself. And I like that it's working specifically both on the energetic body and the physical body. Now, why don't you show us what the Illumis is? Because I personally have got to see it and feel it and witness it, and I don't think the world is prepared for what this beauty is.
So this is called the Illumis Sky. And the reason it's called Illumis Sky is because it works on the energetic body. It works on the light body of the DNA, the light aspect of the DNA. And it's very, very important because this is the one that takes us up and it connects us to higher states of consciousness. So, Colleen, this technology is the only technology in the world that can connect someone to higher states of consciousness. And what do I really mean by that? I think it's kind of a cliche thing to say, right? But really, ultimately, what I mean by that is when you infuse your system with light, and that biofield starts to charge up because your DNA and all of your cells are vibrating faster. It's literally instantaneously putting you on a higher vibrational frequency.
Hmm.
And when that happens, anything that has been stuck in the biofield because it's not vibrating enough to dissipate what can get stuck there. A lot of things get stuck in the biofield, whether it's negative energies, whether it's energetic cords from people,
Yeah.
or whether it's information being transferred through the information ether, which is approximately 3 to 5 feet above us. Those bits of data can get stuck in those areas, creating mind chatter, triggering anxieties. When you put when you are around higher vibrations, those things cannot stay because you're vibrating in a much higher frequency.
Yes.
So it's very important technology because now it's removing all of the disruptions in the mind, all of the mind chatter, the million voices. So you can now hear your one true voice.
Mm. Now that is a real beautiful way to explain it. And can I just say, because I know something that you do with this is as a live stream, and we will talk about that in a minute. But I'm just going to say, and I don't know if this is placebo, this is real, but as soon as you hold it up and I can see it in the screen, initially I felt immediately straight into my heart center. But as you move it up, I can feel it really up and behind my eyes and inside. The clarity is happening in my brain. But when you take it away from the screen, I don't see it and feel it. But when I look at it and I see it and feel it. Is that placebo, or is that really how
It's
these
no, it's no placebo. And the reason why you can feel it, and I'll just leave it on here. The reason why you can feel it is because it's a biological photon, which means it's a real photon. It's not simulated. We're not simulating something of nature. Therefore, the nature of a photon is that it can travel.
Yeah,
It is not dictated by distance.
that is remarkable.
That's a real photon. Okay. So if our light is a photon. If I just flash my light into the phone, you won't feel anything.
Yeah.
But because it's a living particle of light, it's gonna travel, and the camera acts as a highway, as a vortex.
It's okay. And I say I have this feeling because I've actually held this when I was with you and I first met you, and I got to hold it and I got to really feel it in my body. And it is that same feeling. And so for those of you watching right now, I'm not just like making something up. Like I literally feel this openness happening when he's holding it there. And when I first got to experience it, because you have that one and then you have two smaller spheres as well. So we were at dinner and I had a migraine setting in, having a hard
Yeah.
time. And so you gave those to me and I held them. And I remember feeling like this immediate, like this rushing back and forth between my temples. And I was telling you, I could feel like this like vibration between my eyes. And I know some of the other women at the table have got to have experiences with this technology as well. And they were even saying, like, while I'm holding it, they can feel in their hands the warmth. And I'm actually that sensation. This is something that I mean, it's hard for me to explain to people when I was telling them about this technology and the way that I was feeling. And it's something that it gets me very excited about because it is something that I think everyone who's feeling and seeing it immediately feels something different. And they're almost like, well, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like nothing I've ever felt before. Like I've utilized frequency therapies and all these other things, and like those give you a feeling, but this is something pure. And
It feels alive.
yes.
Yes, there is an intelligence to it because it's living light. Light is alive, right?
Hmm.
There is the consciousness. This is what I'm saying, right? It's the only technology that harnesses living energy. And I'll tell you something that's even much wilder. The way how this technology works, it works on intention, attention, and visualization. And
Hmm.
when you combine those three things, it's almost like having millions of particles of light going to work for you. Almost like I call it the genie effect. My manifestation with this is through the roof. I can't even begin to describe it, which makes sense. If you're increasing your vibrational frequency, everything is amplified and increased. Everything,
Yeah.
right? So when you when you put or you infuse the body or you replenish the body with the true light, the creator's light, everything works better. Even what may seem as bad luck gets better because bad luck is just a low vibrational frequency that's keeping you in that loop.
Yeah.
So we understand this very well. And another thing, it's extremely protective, Colette. And I think one of the things you've experienced along with almost everyone else I held it, they felt clarity of the mind. They didn't feel that mind chatter anymore. It wasn't
Yeah.
there.
No. Yeah.
It wasn't
Absolutely.
there.
Hmm. I
So
definitely.
that's really the key is the foundation to healing because if your mind is in disarray, it means your nervous system is in fight or flight.
Hmm.
And if that nervous system is in fight or flight, I think we all know that nothing can work in the body at that point.
Hmm.
Everything else will be very temporary.
Yeah.
So this technology is foundational because I think the number one thing we suffer from, if I were to sum it all up in humanity, is lack of awareness.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. As you're speaking and you're talking about how this is working within the body, you showed me, did you show me a live blood analysis of someone holding this? And literally as you're speaking, I feel as if, because you're saying when you say it's taking away the clutter and all of that, and I think of the external noise and the chaos with inside your cells, and as they're constantly like
Correct.
vibrating like in
Distortion.
chaos. Yes,
Yes.
distortion. And so, and as I see it, as I hear you speaking, I envision and I see the that resonance, that coherence flow state happening, and I feel it within the body, and it's an instant feeling. It's so remarkable, and it's like what this could do for humanity, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. This is really going to light the fire. And that's why, we could only make 30 to 40 of the physical devices per month because these are hand programmed. It's not programmed by and people, you got to understand, like, in order to program a biological light particle, it has to be a biological source. It has to come from a biological source.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so AI can't give birth to a baby,
Right.
right? It has to be a biological source. This is exactly what I'm telling you. It's a biological source that connects this beautiful technology, what's in the middle, which is called the housing or the software. This is what's connected. That's what's doing 90% of the work.
It,
So it's really interesting how it's working. So
mm,
there is a consciousness to it, and that's what it knows because it's a light vibrational consciousness. So when it basically appears to you, when someone owns one of these, it's a very unique process that one goes through. When they acquire it, it's very unique. It's very specific. It's very white glove. And then when you connect to it for the first time, the energy activates
mhm.
when it comes out of that box. The energy activates and it just jumps out, and everyone around it feels it. And then you hold it and you start kind of feeling it building into your aura around you, like
Mhm.
pairing with you.
Yeah, that's a great word to say, pairing. I can just imagine like, and I
Yeah.
envision all the connecting of all the dots around you.
Yeah, it's like the avatar. It's like you're pairing
Mhm.
with your it's
Yeah.
pairing with you. It's pairing with your light with the light energy. And it's extremely powerful.
Now, would people have to have this recharged over time, or is this pure energy something that is always there and held with inside the Illumis?
Great question. The answer is no. This never has to be recharged. It is its own source. It is a source.
Hmm.
So it's always consistently harnessing biophotons from the atmosphere. You cannot even put this directly in sunlight. It will heat up in 5 seconds. Very, very, very hot. It's already
Okay.
channeling the sun, right? So it's very interesting how it works. So even if it's dark, it doesn't matter. There are always biophotons in the atmosphere.
Hmm.
So the most I ever do is at the end of the day, if a lot of people have been holding it, well, throughout, I'll just wipe it down or wash it off in some cold water and wipe it off. It never absorbs energy. So even if 100 people held it,
Hmm.
it will never absorb and transfer energy because it's only on output.
Yes.
So this is a perfect tool for a healer. I mean, healers love this.
Hmm. You're cutting out. 1 second.
Because,
I'm back. Oh, you're just 1 second. Gary is up in the mountains,
yes,
guys. Okay, there
yes,
you
I
go. You're
am.
back. Okay. So you're saying it's
Yes.
perfect for healers.
Yeah, it's the number one tool for healers because it's the source of pure energy. So the healer no longer has, it's a few benefits. The healer no longer has to use themselves as a source.
Hmm.
Now they can be the resource.
I love that. Okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
And now they can just direct their channel without depleting themselves of their sources.
Hmm.
And it's also protecting the healer's biofield from energy transfers between the client and the healer,
Hmm.
and the healer and the client,
Hmm.
because you can get energetically infected.
Yep.
We
Hmm.
know this, right? So, this tool, for the fact that it's even amplifying and protecting your space by increasing your space, amplifying the space, but more importantly, amplifying and increasing your biofield.
Hmm.
That's how you truly protect yourself.
I love that. Now, I'm a mom, and so I have my two young children, right? And I think that this is a beautiful piece for a family to have, and protecting them to continue their pure energy that they have. What makes you excited about, the future with our future generations and this technology that you've created?
What makes me extremely excited, is how fast they respond to the energy. They're 25 times more intuitive and faster in how they connect to this, how they feel, and it's like they identify it and you just feel it. There's no explaining with
Hmm.
them, and right away, what I've seen of kids even that are very hyperactive, or has problems focusing,
Hmm.
is because this is removing remember the kids are more sensitive because the antennas
Yeah.
are more acute. It's more sensitive, so they're picking up on all of distortion. So when you can protect the child's space from that by boosting their frequency, you're really giving them back their true free will without being anything from any type of transmissions or anything that has a lower vibrational thought form attached to it. Whether it may be something they see on TV, something they heard in school, something they picked up from the outside, or their subconscious has picked up. This technology, it really removes all of those things because it's not in harmony with you.
Hmm. Beautiful. That's great. Okay, so, we talked a bit about what this is, how people can utilize it at home by carrying it, holding it, um, clearing their energy field, clearing the mind clutter. But how do people experience it without physically having a device?
Well, that's the other part of what we do because we can only, like I said, we can only make 30 to 40 of these per month, and
Yeah.
it's always going to be in demand. And the truth is, we're not always going to be making it. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, so this is why we've cracked the code on how to stream this energy, right? And we
Mhm.
may think it's something that's far fetched, but it's really not. Color, if you think about it, we stream things every day. We stream
Yep.
movies, we stream
Hmm.
TV, music. Why can't we stream? So all we're doing, we do utilizing the same concepts, but we're just streaming something that is on a higher vibrational frequency is actually good for our bodies and for
Right.
the environment. So we can now take your phone. Basically, I can take your phone or any smart device that has a screen. Once you access the stream, you can convert that smart device into your healer. It's now working in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine being able to access this energy, a couple times a day to recharge yourself and empty the bucket and recharge yourself again at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you have anxiety, insomnia, or mind chatter, or you can't focus, or you just want to relax, or you want to be laser focused, I mean, this is the fastest, easiest, and most natural and affordable way you can do that.
Yeah,
So the stream is what we're doing, where we can actually bring this energy to the masses through your smart devices, through your laptop or your cell phone.
I love that. And what do people need to expect when they go to do a live stream?
Well, exactly what you kind of described, from the moment I held the photon up, you most I'll tell you two things. Mostly everyone starts to feel it in the heart center because you got to open up the heart center.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of the things lie there, most of the neurons lay there. And then you're going to feel it in the nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
A heart center and nervous system almost simultaneously. And you're going to feel your nervous system and your stress literally melting away.
Mm-hmm.
And your body and your brain is just coming back into straight coherence. And you feel yourself literally reconnecting to yourself.
Yes.
And then the energy is going to go from there wherever it needs to go based on where you need it most. It's like an energetic stem cell.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's what you can expect. Some people feel tingles, some people feel pulsations, some people feel super relaxed, some people feel super charged up. It all
Mm-hmm.
depends on what you need. Right? So
Wow.
that's what they can expect to feel very quickly.
So when I met you, I got to experience a version of this live stream. And I think we're going to be offering something of the same situation for my community. And so what you'll do is you'll do the live stream as well as you'll be guiding us through a meditation, correct?
Correct.
So I just want everyone to know that to take the advantage of this beautiful gift that Gary is providing for me and all of my beautiful community. And I can just let you know from my personal experience of having this, I was just really excited for the potential of what this could be. For it to be coming through the screen, was there some questions behind my mind? Absolutely, but it was as soon as it got up there, and like you said, if you can focus, calm yourself and
Mhm.
keep attention to this, then it really starts to come through. And it wasn't, and that's what happened for me. It was like, I was watching this, seeing this, and you were doing your beautiful meditation and it was like a different experience I've ever had before. Um, Especially one where, you know, sitting up straight, staying focused through this meditation the whole time, but I was so present in your voice, but not necessarily in the body. I could feel every time you were upgrading us through each level. And afterwards, when we came out, I had to, and I told you this earlier that I was in like this biggest state of bliss, and like for the whole evening. And we did it around 3.
Yeah, around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, and this lasted me all night long, like as if I had like the biggest cup of kava or something that just like, oh, knocked me out, but not necessarily knocked me out, but like it balanced me, and like you
Yeah.
said, my nervous system was,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
can't wait for other people to have this personal experience. So I want to say thank you for offering that to my community, and we will share more details with that in a little bit after the fact of this call. And so, I want people to also know about this technology. Like Gary said, he's only making, would you say how many a month?
30 to 40 maximum per month. That's all we can make.
And is there a wait
Yeah.
list at the moment?
There is, but we just got a new shipment in, so
Right.
it goes really quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
and there's no advertising around this, so it's like
Oh,
it's you,
yeah,
you experience it, you feel it, you know you're gonna want it, and we don't push anything on anyone. You're just gonna know it's for you. You're just gonna
for
know.
sure. I absolutely feel that, and I think of all the people in my community that would love something like this, for their families, for their practices. I mean, just even for themselves. And I just think of, and to be honest, like right before this call, I was even talking to my husband tonight, and I was just saying, I just have a lot of anxiety today of, I have so much going on in the next week and a half, have so much I have to do. And I'm just like, I was not feeling well. And I feel so much more grounded since we started having this conversation. So I just thank you for it. And now, we are coming up to Thanksgiving, and then there's obviously Black Friday, and I know that you're going to have a special. So do you want to share a little bit about that before we wrap up?
Yeah, so this technology never goes on sale. It's always a premium item. But we are doing something this year for Black Friday, and we're going to be doing 20% off
Mm.
off of whichever you decide to get, either the big one, the Sky, which works 6 to 800 feet around you,
Mhm.
um, works more on the root of the issues. And these are the matters. The matters are working to balance your current state in real time. It'll work on anxiety, work on other things, but the big one works on a different, not one is not stronger than the other, they just work differently. They have two different functions. So this is more grounding and balancing.
Mhm.
The other one, really takes you up and out, deep states of meditation. It's pretty powerful stuff. We actually use these to charge like stem cells and stuff, to amplify stem cells, and they
Mm.
multiply faster because they have more energy to multiply. So
Wow.
that's what it's going to be doing to your cells. It's very anti-aging technology, right?
Sign me up for that. That's all I'm all about.
Yeah. So yeah, how about we do this? I can send you the link. We're going to do the Biohacking Mama 24, and that's going to give people, 5% off, but you'll get you registered through Colleen's link, because these photons are always in demand. So basically, we're going to put you people, prioritize them, so to speak. So in this way, people can really experience this, and it's the gift that always gives. It never runs out. It's a
Oh,
beautiful energy, and
absolutely.
it always draws the right. I think one of the things for me, Colette, always brings the right people to me.
Hmm. Yes, I can one just like you said before, because it's having us find those matched frequencies when we're vibrating
Yeah,
at that higher level, right? And we're not no longer attracting the lower vibrational states.
exactly. So, Colleen, I'm going to send that code to you so you can put it in the link.
Hmm.
The website is illumis.com, and you're going to put in biohacking mama 24, and I'm going to send that. We're going to put that up in the link, so you guys can reserve your Illumis devices, and we can also, and we're going to do a free. How about we're going to offer them a free stream to experience the
Yes.
bio doing stream? So just give me about We're going to drop that link shortly, so I'll be in touch with you regarding that.
Perfect. Amazing. Thank you so much for this evening,
Yes,
Gary.
thank
Thank you
you.
for letting me have some of that this evening.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I hope it send
good.
you out a little bit. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm just gonna leave it for the last 30 seconds or so, and just focus on that. Even the people looking at this will be able to feel some of the energy.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Awesome. Well, thank
Great.
you so, so much. Have a good evening.